we are using this awesome new roaster that was purchased via donation to the church. You can see right now I have a pack of chicken in there, bottom down. I need to season the other side of it, this side that's up, with black pepper and salt. I already seasoned the other side, and I always put the seasoned side down because it helps the flavor to cook into the meat or whatever it is that you happen to be cooking. This is about 5.2 pounds here. I have another package that's almost 5 pounds, 4.8, that I'm going to add to it as well. Now you can see I've added the pepper. Probably can't see the salt, but maybe you can. I'm using freshly ground black pepper for this, and I'm using standard salt. Right now I have the temperature set to 250, about the defrost mark. I want it to cook a little slow because although I've had this meat in the refrigerator for a couple of days, my refrigerator is kind of cold, so it's still a little frozen. So the key to cooking frozen meat is cook it slow. Now I have both packs in here. As you can see, like I said, it's still kind of frozen. It's stuck together. Now I'm not 100% sure if this is going to be enough for 50 to 100 people, but last time we went out there was about 50 people. Before that there was an average of 75, so we're aiming for the 50 to 100, and I'll have to give an update later today how it goes. Tonight, because it's the 5th Tuesday of the month, we are collaborating with New Life Wesleyan Church to put on a little bit of a bigger meal, slightly bigger event. We here at Transform Church Michigan are providing the chicken, the green beans, the buns, the containers, the chips, and the silverware this time around. And New Life is contributing bottled water, a few cans of flavored carbonated water, and some cookies. I think they are also going to be bringing out clothing, but I don't know for sure, and I'll definitely hope to show off the things that the two churches have been able to bring together to offer this Tuesday. Now, we don't do this to glorify ourselves. We do this in our service to Jesus, our service to God, and this is for His glory. This is not to make us famous or make us known, it's to make Jesus known. And we hope that in our efforts to help people, that it will inspire you to get involved however you can somewhere. It doesn't need to be with New Life Wesleyan Church of Swartz Creek. It doesn't need to be with Transform Church Michigan. It doesn't have to be with a church at all. Hopefully it is, because God is great all the time. But wherever you choose to get involved, I just hope that it's good work that betters the community, and that it's for them and not to make ourselves feel good. Anyway, now we're going to move on to adding the barbecue sauce. And my excellent wife chose Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. As you can see, this is a huge 1-gallon jug. And we're going to need 15 cups of this barbecue sauce to make this recipe work. And besides that, we are going to also need diet root beer. And we're going to use diet A&W root beer. You could use regular root beer if you wanted to, but as you can see, 0 sugar, 0 calories, 0 fat, 0 carbs. We try to do the best we can to provide not only a tasty meal for ourselves and others, but also something that is healthy for us. Because you'd be surprised how much that regular stuff takes a toll on your body and your mind. Healthy mind, healthy soul, healthy body. So I've added the barbecue sauce, and I just want to make sure to give you a quick correction here. I switched the numbers in the directions when I was reading them. It is not 15 cups of barbecue sauce. You only need 6. And this is what 6 cups of barbecue sauce looks like. Okay. Now for the root beer, you need to add 4 cups, because I'm multiplying this recipe by 4. Now the root beer has been added, so we're going to smooth it around. The recipe will be the same if you want to scale it down for personal use, but if you make it on a large scale like this, you could totally freeze it as you separate it out, and then you can make meals for yourself or your family, whatever, for quite some time. Freezer meals, make-ahead meals, they're a great way to go. My wife has done it a lot throughout the years, and it's always been extremely handy, especially when you're busy. And I know you're probably wondering, well, I'm so busy, how can I find time to do it? Well, if you can make time on a Saturday or a day off, whatever, that you have, and be able to just invest those few hours or that day into this, it ends up freeing up a lot of your time during the week. And having frozen meals on hand that you've made fresh, not only is it better for you, because it'll naturally have a lot less sodium than the store-bought frozen meals, which causes bloating and a bunch of other health problems. It'll reduce your stress as you go about your week or month, because you don't have to freak out that, oh my gosh, I forgot to get this out so it would thaw in time. Or, I was super busy today, what am I going to do for dinner? And instead be able to just slap it in the crock pot in the morning before you take off for work or to run your errands or whatever it is you have to deal with in your day. And bam. Alright, so besides this, I have to get another crock pot going to put the green beans in. We're going to disobey the recipe with the chicken. We're not going to cook it on high for 2 hours. We're going to cook it on low for 4 hours. And check on it at that point. Once it's thawed or it started to cook, then we could bump it up to high if we need to get it to finish cooking. But like I said, some of it's still frozen and I want it to cook evenly so it's not burned, dried out, or raw. Now my wife found these big cans of green beans. They're 6.6 pounds at Walmart. And Walmart and these brands that we're showing you did not contribute any of this stuff. We paid full price for it ourselves. It wasn't delivered to us or anything like that. One of us went into the actual store to pick these things up. So we aren't telling you the brands or anything like that because we're getting some type of kickback. It's just so that you know exactly what we're using. You're totally open or free to use any brand you want. And pro tip, store brand or off brand, cheaper stuff is usually just as good, especially once you mix things together. It's a lot harder to tell the difference. Okay, after a serious struggle and a big headache and a lot of time, like over an hour, we finally have all 3 cans open because we're not bougie people, so we have dollar store can openers and a $20 electric can opener. Neither one of them were going to work for these big old cans. So, this is one can that we have in here. We have 3 6.6 pound cans because we want to make sure we have enough green beans for everybody. I added in the freshly ground black pepper. Been using this stuff, Buyer brand. Like I said, we're not bougie. We're not scared to use store stuff. And just a second here and I'll show you. The salt that I used. We use this Morton All Natural Himalayan Sea Salt. Yes, it's pink, no big deal. So now I'm just going to spread these around. Not with my hand. Here, I'll even show you. I'm not going to do it with my hand. Even though that kind of seemed like I was going to. Do it with a wooden spoon. Ooh. Yeah, that's what I'm using anyway. Now after I get these flattened out a little bit, I'm going to add in some more pepper and just a little bit more salt. With these being canned beans, I'm going to assume, because I haven't checked the label yet, that they are quite high in sugar, and not sugar, sodium, and they are. So I don't want to add much more than maybe just a sprinkle around, because super salty beans or super salty food of any kind is nasty. Alright, with that being said, I will come back to this in a while and check on the chicken, see how that's doing. But this is basically it. I'm just going to keep it on warm essentially because green beans from can are already cooked. I want to try to keep it hot-ish so that by the time we get out to Flint, we can serve warm food to people. See you later. Okay, now it's nice and cooked really well, so I started to shred it up. That's what's going on here. Turns out that the 10 pounds of chicken that we had is probably not going to be enough. So my wife, who's awesome, ran to the store and grabbed more chicken for us, and that's cooking, and I'm going to shred that up as well. Unfortunately, it won't have been cooked in the barbecue sauce and root beer, but it'll still be awesome. But that's what you got to do. You have to adapt, and you have to move on, move forward, don't stop. Alright, here we go. I'm going to show you the finished product. Bam. A little difficult to see because of the glare. There you go. You can see the sauce pretty well there. Nice and stuck to the meat. Nicely shredded. My awesome wife killed it at the shredding. Put me to shame, shredding like 2 for every 1 that I did. But that's okay because I'm a dude. Looks good. We're excited to get it out there. Hey y'all, it's Pastor Mike with Transformed Church in Michigan. We're out here on the corner of Franklin and Montana. We're giving out a hot meal. We're teaming up with New Life Wesleyan Church over here. And you can see them back there. Some of our favorite people in the world. Pastor Ron, Tracy, Vern. We've got Linda over there. Really cool people. Really dedicated and passionate about what we're doing out here. She really came through with the stuff that we needed. So we've got all of our stuff set up out here, and we're going to end the video now to respect the privacy of anybody who decides to come take advantage of it. Look for us every Tuesday out here. Transform Church will be out here the first Tuesday of every month, and every 5th Tuesday we'll be teaming up with New Life Wesleyan Church of Swartz Creek and any other church that ends up getting involved with this. God bless. One love. So I just wanted to wrap this up. I forgot to give a shout out to Meyer and Bertrand for donating grocery bags for us. I reached out to them this morning, and they pretty much without hesitation said, yeah, sure, come get some new bags anytime you want. Besides that, we ended up serving about 27 people individually. We gave a couple of extras out because we usually have food left over. Like I said earlier, we were planning for about 50, and it used to average 75 to 100. I don't know if the lack of people coming out for food is that there aren't as many people in need in the area, which would be awesome. I mean, we are definitely glad to be able to serve as many people as need in the area. So I just want everybody in the Flint area to know, especially over there on the east side where we're plugging in, where we're trying to put our faith into action, where we're trying to not just talk about it, we're trying to be about it. We're doing it because we love you, we care about you. We try not to be over the top, and we try not to be in your face and stuff, but know that we are there for you. You can reach out to us online. You can come up to us when we're there. You can ask us to pray with you if that's something that you need. You can talk to us, tell us what's going on in your life. we're happy to hear about it. And if you just want to talk, whatever, I mean, we'll talk. We can have a conversation. We just try to leave that ball in your court out of respect. We don't want to be on anybody's toes or make anybody feel uncomfortable or awkward. So please just know that's where our heartbeat is. The pastors, myself, and Ron, to come out there. We're out there. We are there for you, so that if you want to get something off your chest, pray, whatever, we're there. That being said, I don't know what more there is to say about this specific situation. I guess I could tell you a little bit about the ministry. It's called Feeding the 5,000, and I don't know for sure who founded it, but I know that it's been around for about 20 years. And I know that my family and I became involved with it when we found New Life Wesleyan Church in Swartz Creek. It was like a huge draw for us because where we were in our walk was we were deeply desiring community outreach, a way that we were doing for people outside the church wall, not showing up on Sunday and just going through the motions, pretending to be a good Christian or whatever. We wanted to actually walk out faith, wanted to be real about it and go by a lot closer to Jesus' example. So this was an awesome thing for us to get involved in. Now, whoever, the lady who was running it before, stepped away. I don't know why, and I'm not going to speculate. And even if I did know why, I don't think it's my place to say. So, we at Transform Church Michigan partnered with New Life Wesleyan Church of Swartz Creek, who took over, and we found out they were taking it over. So we reached out and we were like, hey, would you be open to us doing one of the Tuesdays to start with? And they were excited about it, and they had a lot of great ideas for what we could do going forward. And I hope that a lot of those ideas actually happen, because it would be awesome to be a part of something so big and something so intentional and something so community focused that really cares and tries to reach out to people. But what will happen is what will happen. We can't promise or guarantee anything. All we can do is pray and hope for God's ways and not ours, because that's ultimately the whole purpose and motivation for doing anything is for God. So if you know anybody on the east side of Flint that could use a meal, could use clothes, because we give out clothes or grocery items, a lot of times we have stuff like that, let them know. Every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on the corner of Franklin and Montana, where the Family Dollar used to be. We're out there. We don't ask questions. We give food out to people who are there. If you come closer to like 6:45ish, we can give out more food than what we normally would, because we're reaching the end of it. If we still have food left, though, so don't bet on there being food left at 6:45. Try to be there at 6 to make sure you get some. God bless you. Stay safe.